These are their stories.
I had it at 17.7. It just flew right over me.
Confirm the object appears stationary.
Well, I couldn't tell because it was moving so slow. I think it's about 30.
You're 80 knots.
Yeah, my radar showed between 30 and 60, so I have no idea what it's actually doing. But it went from 17 the first time I saw it to 17.7, so it's not falling. I don't think it was a bird. I don't think it was a bird. I don't think it was a bird.
Count every star in the midnight sky.
I don't think it was a bird.
Count every rose, every firefly. For that's how many times I miss you.
I don't think it was a bird.
Heaven knows I miss you. Count every leaf on a willow tree.
I don't think it was a bird.
Count every wave on a stormy sea. Count every star, and darling, when you do,
I don't think it was a bird.
you'll know the times I have cried for you.
I don't think it was a bird. I don't think it was a bird.
Hasta la vista, baby.
These are their stories. These are their stories. These are their stories.
Hello, ladies and Germans. Germs. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So let me tell you a little bit more about this story. Before 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before May 16, 1958, the Caristos intelligence, one of the departments, that just listening to everything the other side is saying, got this rumor. That was the rumor was a ship full of Vlach and Metr leaders. Let's call it, in earthly terms, the presidents and the prime ministers and the ambassadors of the Vlach of the Metr. It's not a term that they use or we use, but for you to have an idea, they were all on that ship going to a big meeting. And they were traveling to that meeting all in one ship, all 36. And so, the Caristos intelligence found out the route. On that day, they actually followed a route through these islands, this atoll. It's also called the Marshall Islands, or nearby. There's many islands there. And we thought, what a great way to end this war. Just kill all of their leadership. Because for once, in 17,000 years, for once, we knew we had them all together. Or at least that's what we thought. All together in one place, the Vlach and the Metr. Just like a United Nations kind of building. All the leaders are there, so blow up the United Nations, you blow up all the leaders. Same thing in this situation. The Caristos got some information that they will all be on that ship. And so the Caristos decided, based on the information the Caristos had, let's blow them up, all of them. Swift. And that's what happened when they were crossing, according to the Caristos information, going by the so-called Marshall Islands, also known as many different other names, depends on the country in the area, and even all the people that live there. We blew up a big bomb.
Boom, yeah, I understand boom.
Bada boom.
Big.
Big.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Big. Bada big boom. Big.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Bada boom.
Big boom, big bada boom.
A big bomb. Now, for history books, and if you research this, which is available if you can, type, you may find all kinds of information. All are fake from their side and our side. Because this, as I've shown you and told you many times before, nobody wants to know that the aliens are here. That are actually hybrids, Caristos hybrids, or Vlach hybrids, or Met hybrids, are presents of prime ministers. No, nobody wants that. They don't want. We don't want. Plus, it's against the goddess instructions, which is interfere as little as possible and save as many as possible. So, of course, down the the news, the media, the history books, it was just a nuclear bomb test, like many others. There's thousands or hundreds, I don't even know, all over the world. Pacific, a lot. The Pacific Ocean, a lot. So that's how it went down in history, this explosion. as just another nuclear test. In the 50s and the 60s, all the major powers were testing nuclear bombs. But as I showed you, there was something else there. Oh yes, there was something else there. The bomb you saw was not a nuclear test. It was to blow up that ship, which we thought at the time had 100% of the Vlach and the Metr leadership. So that would be the end of this war, at least for a while, because there are Metr and Vlach in other places outside Earth. They could bring other Vlach and Metr leaders, but for now, that would be a big blow for their purpose, their victory. It would be a big blow if we could kill all their leadership. Well, our intelligence was not correct. On that day, what happened? There were 36 inside, and if memory doesn't betray me, it was like 20 Vlach leaders, and the rest were Metr, 16, but not 100. Those 36 added up to 90% of their leadership, not 100. So the leaders, the most important, were actually not there. No. Meaning, it was a hard, huge blow to them. Because these are, these leaders, these Vlach and Metr leaders that were in the ship, these are people that, they're a few hundred years old. They've been here, some for over 1,000 years. So it was a big blow. But the top were not there. We thought they were, or they would be, but they weren't. Anyway, it was a huge blow for them. And if we didn't win the war that day, at least we delayed the end. And for them was a huge blow, a huge loss. I talked about JFK's, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, death. He didn't die, but that's another story. I made a video about it. But JFK's attempted, they want to kill him, but they didn't kill him. There was a revenge for this attack. But that's another story, which I showed on a video, by the way. Watch the videos. Not right now, they're all private. Whenever you have a possibility after we make the videos public. So the explosion was not strong enough to destroy the ship and kill them all. No. They did survive for a while. They took off from Earth and added. I don't know if it was, we don't know, me or nobody else, if they chose Mars or it was just the only possible or the best way for them to land somewhere. We could have chosen the moon, apparently. They could, closest one. But they didn't, which led the Carissos to think that, no, the ship was too damaged for them to choose a place. So somehow they headed to Mars and they crashed there. Now, wait. There's a couple of interesting things about these photos. I just started. I'm going to show you more. And so they did crash on Mars. And so they did crash on Mars. And according to lore, 16 of them survived. The other 20 died upon crashing. And those 16 were killed within minutes because Carissos ships follow them. And once they crashed, Caricius killed the rest. What happened next? Well, let me show you the photos and see if you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference because there's a big difference between the before and after photos. Let me show you.
Something is always happening. But when it happens, people don't always see it, or understand it, or accept it.
So as you see the ridges. You know, when the ship crashes and leaves that trail, the ship leaves these bumps on the sand. Those bumps that you see, those circles or whatever you want to call it, those are because the ship is not just round, it's not a disc. You know, it has things underneath, ridges and on and on and on and on. And so as the ship goes up, down, boom, 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 until it stops, that's why you see these ridges on the sand. It's because of the underneath of the ship, because it has different, like I don't know what you want to call it. I know what it is, but anyway, let's call it protuberance under the ship. That's why I see those ridges. Anyway, so as you know, we're not here, the Caricius, to prove that there are aliens on Earth. That's the opposite of what the goddess wants. The goddess doesn't want the humans to know that there are Caricius here. Blatantly, you know, like, here we are. No. They can dream, they can research, they can find out, they can have hope. Caricius are hope, not necessarily an open book or a revelation. They are hope, supposed to represent hope. And the people who are, you know, think a little bit, they see that there's more than just a couple of guys with wings called angels. There's more. But we cannot leave a huge trail of evidence. We leave a trail of evidence for angels, not for aliens. And so the Caricius start erasing those bumps on the sand, you know. And so that, you know, eventually, when the humans are allowed to have enough technology to go just a little bit, explore other planets like Mars, do not look at these images and think, hey, what is this? This is not natural. What is it? What is this? all these ridges on the sand. This is not natural. We don't want the humans to think about aliens. We want the humans to have hope, to have faith, not to think about aliens. No. Maybe hope that they exist and that those aliens are benign and that those aliens are the angels you've been seeing all throughout the thousands of years. That, yes, but not just aliens on Mars. No, shit. People cannot handle, Black Friday. They kill each other on Black Friday, let alone, hey, there's aliens. Can you imagine?
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What you're about to see is nothing that you should ever try doing yourself. I repeat, do not try any of the harebrained things I do. Don't ever do it!
Happy 2022.
Hasta la vista, baby.
For relaxing times, make it Suntory time.
Let's go. Good boys. Let's go down. Come down. Come down. Go eat. Go eat. Good boys. Okay, let's go.
Whose name has been hacked out. That's puzzling. Why has it been hacked out? Why has it been hacked out? On the back of the stone, the puzzle's soft.
Ve'aza, his name will be Erez. All the other letter of these three words equal exactly Yimar Shmo. His name will be Erez. So we lost the Ein. His name will be Erez. So we lost the Ein, like Yeshua lost the Ein, we lost Aza. his name will be Erez. So we lost the Ain, like Yeshua lost the Ain, we lost Aza.
He is booed. The first time in 25 years of power that this has happened. For a quarter of a century, Ceausescu ruled Romania with an iron hand. But today, December 21st, the people are not afraid to show their despair and their hatred. The crowd swarms through the streets. Everything begins to spiral, and the Ceausescu empire quickly collapses. At 11:30 a.m., Vasily Maluchan receives the order to take off from his airbase located in a suburb of the capital. We flew to the center of Bucharest from the north, to what is now Revolution Square, previously Palace Square. There was a huge crowd that seemed very agitated. We landed on the terrace of the old headquarters of the Central Committee. We stayed sitting there approximately half an hour with the engine running, waiting for orders. Nicolae and Elena Ceausescu were terrified. They could barely walk and were practically carried by the members of their personal guard. Also with them was former Prime Minister Mana Manescu and their advisor, Emil Bobu. Then I asked Ceausescu where we were going, and after a brief consultation, he and Elena told me to head toward Snagov. In the meantime, Nicolae Ceausescu learned that the state television network had fallen into the rebels' hands. He decided to head toward Pitiest. There, he hoped to be able to get things back under control. Then I had the idea that saved the lives of my crew and myself when I told them that we had been spotted by radar and that we risked being blown out of the sky by the artillery at any minute. So Ceausescu told me to land right away. Where, I said, on the military airbase nearby? No, he told me, near the road. Then he looked at me and he asked me for the third time, "Are you serving the cause?" So I answered, "What cause? Whose cause?"
Che cosa ci trovi? Che cosa ti devi aspettare? Beh, io ho iniziato come traduttore di ebraico biblico e sono stati pubblicati 17 libri dell'Antico Testamento da me tradotti letteralmente.
Come si vede qui, e dal 2010 ho iniziato a raccontare ciò che
Pare di leggere veramente nei testi antichi, nei codici, sia ebraici che greci. Ho scritto nei libri, ho documentato nelle conferenze e continuo a documentare.
questo è l'aspetto fondamentale.
Nel senso che su temi così importanti e così sensibili come quelli che attengono per esempio alla religione, diciamo così, alla spiritualità.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hello. I hope you had a good New Year's party. And here's an update about the Vlach body that I'm going to show you this year, hopefully soon. And by soon I mean within the next 2 months. Anyway, when I say I have the body of a Vlach, so mine belongs to the cause. I don't own any dead bodies. Belongs to the cause, of course. And initially they told me that I would have access to one of them, one body. But now they told me that actually I have access to 2, but I can choose only one to show you. So there was a smaller one, which is still pretty big. But now they tell me that I can have access to a bigger one, and then I can choose one or the other, but only show one. So I'll have a look at it and see which one is in better shape, because I want to show you the one in better shape, not someone that's all mangled up and burned down, you know. No, I want it to have a good experience. So about the head of the Metric Queen. Well, I don't know when that's gonna happen. It will happen this year, but that's beyond my control. But that one is mine, by the way. That doesn't belong to the cause, even though everything I have belongs to the cause. But that one's actually mine. After the video is made with the head of the Metric Queen, then I'll send it to the cause to whomever they want to keep it. But right now, it's mine. Anyway, so that's an update. We'll see what I'm gonna choose, the smaller one or the bigger one. It's whichever is in better conditions. I know the condition of the smaller one, and it's pretty good. But maybe the bigger one is better. I don't know. We'll see. So let's start 2022 with a new Bible, or a Bible you don't know. Cheers. Have a good day.
Buongiorno. Oggi facciamo un percorso un po' particolare, quindi vi chiedo un pochettino di attenzione, me la date sempre per carità, però insomma questa volta ve ne chiedo forse un pochettino di più, perché facciamo un percorso che ci porta dall'attualità sino alla Bibbia. Una delle mie convinzioni più radicate è proprio quella che conoscere il passato non è cosa inutile, ma anzi, e soprattutto nella fattispecie della situazione che stiamo vivendo, delle situazioni che stiamo vivendo, conoscere il passato ci aiuta veramente a comprendere il presente e forse anche a fare delle ipotesi sui possibili sviluppi futuri. E quindi facciamo questo cammino. So che alle volte parlare di certi temi significa mettersi nelle condizioni di essere così inserito nella categoria dei complottisti. In realtà non è così. E allora andiamo a vedere alcuni semi all'interno della Bibbia. E allora andiamo a vedere alcuni semi all'interno della Bibbia. E ancora una volta, come vedete, a me piace molto leggere libri scritti da altri, perché già lì si delinea un percorso. Quindi anche qui non vi leggo le mie traduzioni, così almeno, lo ripeto spesso, siamo tutti tranquilli. Sì, quando Yahweh, vi ricordate che all'inizio, quando vi ho letto di Eusebio, si diceva che questo San Cugnaton aveva accesso a dei testi scritti da Ierombalo, sacerdote di Yevò, cioè di questo Yahweh. E questo Yahweh, per esempio, diceva al popolo che lui si era scelto: tu dominerai
Or is there more to it than that?
No, there is more to it than that. The Hubble was used to detect the fact that the universe is accelerating, expanding faster and faster every day, and we expect to measure that effect but much better with the Webb telescope, because we can see farther back in time, and we can see the infrared light that helps us see those special marker stars that are called supernovae that we use to measure distances. So we expect to get a better measurement of this, but it's gotten very interesting in the recent years because now we have more than one way to measure the expansion rate, and we're not getting the same answer every time. So something's out there, something very mysterious.
Figure here. This is one of my favorite. It's gorgeous. Pre-dynastic Egyptian. So probably about 6,000 years old. And she's a bird-headed figurine of great triumph, and her arms are raised in a posture that once is
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you no longer burn to be brothers in arms. Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers and arms. There's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different worlds. Now the sun's gone to hell, the moon's riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars. In every line in your palm, we're fools to make war on our brothers in arms.
Or is there more to it than that?
No, there's more to it than that. The Hubble was used to detect the fact that the universe is accelerating, expanding faster and faster every day. And we expect to measure that effect much better with the Webb telescope because we can see farther back in time and we can see the infrared light that helps us see those special marker stars that are called supernovae that we use to measure distances. So we expect to get a better measurement of this, but it's gotten very interesting in the recent years because now we have more than one way to measure the expansion rate and we're not getting the same answer every time. So something's out there, something very mysterious. Now we have more than one way to measure the expansion rate and we're not getting the same answer every time. So something's out there, something very mysterious. Something's out there, something very mysterious.
Let's go. Good boy. Let's go down. Come down. Come down. Go eat. Go eat. Good boy. Hey, let's go.
Whose name has been hacked out. That's puzzling. Why has it been hacked out? Why has it been hacked out? On the back of the stone, the puzzle's solved.
Ve'aza, his name will be Erez. All the other letters of these three words equal exactly Yimar Shmo. His name will be Erez. So we lost the Ein. His name will be Erez. So we lost the Ein, like Yeshua lost the Ein, we lost Aza. His name will be Erez. So we lost the Ein, like Yeshua lost the Ein, we lost Aza.
What you're about to see is nothing that you should ever try doing yourself. I repeat, do not try any of the harebrained things I do. Don't ever do it.
Then he looked at me and he asked me for the third time, "Are you serving the cause?" So I answered, "What cause? Whose cause?"